Yeah, yeah. What's up, JB? I was sitting in the bleeds with some courtside dreams, cramps in my knees, squinting for the jersey number players from my team. And then I seen that owner push a player in his chest. If I'm sitting there, then you might see me swing. Military tell you keep the high ground, stay about them streets if you can. In the Call of Duty, switch to sniper cam. Mama told me take the high road when they try to play me. I told her yes, mama, but my pride told her maybe. Look, I done seen it happen while we crawling through the mud. Couple slugs letting loose, then you crawling through your blood. The enemy ain't fighting fair. Couple sitting ducks in the melee, hit the down the way like my homie AJ. Yo, shot to Cincinnati, I'm a couple hours north, couple decades past. 4 mics in the source, so how I'm gonna get my validation? Cause it can't be the Dove Awards, that's like asking Dumbledore. Finna tell my story though, I'm reckless with the details. I've been saving text messages and keeping emails. Earth, wind, and fire reasons for me hiding all these secrets. When they rip the curtain back, they gasping at the threesome. Look at what they scandalize, the witnesses will analyze. No matter what, keep that close watch on the camera guy. They gon' make us fantasize, can't nobody vouch for you. Cause when you just the camera guy, then you ain't held accountable. This is just some riddles for the back computer. Adam West as a psychedelic crime fighting fact and rumors. Maybe absolution, devil tossing demons at you. At the very least, your subconsciousness is screaming at you. That's the kingdom at you, bowing in repentance. I saw his hands stretched on them beams like a gymnast. That's forgiveness, let me wrap it with a bow. Before the mainstream push it out from every rapper that you know. Go. We go. We go. We go. We go. We go. Yeah. I was sitting in the bleeds with some courtside dreams, wishing for a ring. She thought it was a date, but it was really just a fling. All stand for the anthem, but I think I'll take a knee. Look, I know these owners' hands ain't clean. Clean King Joffrey and the king, tossing petals while we walking. It's still a school of roses while you mourning that we lost one. You feel how you feel, man, it's nothing left to justify. Only question left is if it's content for the public eye. Never been accused of selling y'all a fantasy. I always get accused of no one understanding me, and now I stand accused of writing from this vanity. And I've been watching accusations tossed against my family with all these moral high grounds. Fallen people camouflage, curate all the content, and you scrap it when the camera's off. Now you catching roses in a theater of thespians. First it was that Calvinism, now it's black excellence. But I ain't stressing it, the angels never sing about me swinging low with chariots. The sweetest when I dream about it. Oh, that's Dr. Martin, we can never fill his shoes. Man, they had to kill a king just so we could see the truth. And oh, the irony, ebony saving ivory, steadily kill Belial. The idol is dying violently. It's so vile, the antidote in the vial. But man is so in denial, that Pharaoh was in the Nile. Yeah, we go, we go, we go, we go, we go, we go, go.
What is up, everybody? How y'all doing? This is Jermaine from That Christian Fam, y'all. We're looking forward to diving into another topic, another live stream, y'all. What is up in y'all part of the world? I'm down here in Dallas, Texas, and y'all, just to be honest with y'all, I'm a little upset. I'm a little perturbed, and Chavez, you probably know why, because it's been about since mid June since I've seen any moisture come from the sky. You know, that thing we call rain. Yeah, I have not seen rain, honestly, here in my zip code of Dallas, Texas, since about mid June. All right. My lawn is like dead. It's dead. You said it's a little choppy. My sound is a little choppy, bro. Well, thank you for telling me, because let me look there and make sure that I'm on the right. You, bro. Thanks for telling me, because I really do appreciate it. Do I still sound choppy? Let me know. Okay. Sound isn't good. Okay. All right. Now, how do I sound now? Y'all let me know. Is it still choppy? Let me know. Somebody typing. Okay. Much better. Awesome. Okay. All right. Cool. 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 So, anyways, y'all. Anyways, Chavez, you probably know. I'm a little perturbed because we have not had rain in my zip code of Dallas, Texas since mid June. So, what is that? We're looking at close to 60 some days at this point, close to it. Because we're basically almost in mid August. And this is wow. Oh, and it makes it, and to add insult to injury, y'all, what's happening is it's raining to the zip code south of me, it's raining to the zip codes east of me, it's raining to the zip codes north of me, just on the other side of I-20. But in my zip code of Dallas, no, we're not getting any rain. And we getting all the thunder, all the lightning, all the wind, and all we getting all the wind, y'all. We're getting all the wind. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, we getting all that. We getting all that. But I'm not getting no rain. All right. And my lawn is looking at me like, bro, what you gonna do? I don't know what you want me to do. I'm not finna start. I ain't got no sprinkler. Our sprinkler system is down right now, and I'm not finna go out in 100-degree heat and start watering. But anyways, y'all. Yeah, man. But anyways, y'all, it is great to see everybody. How is it? How y'all doing in y'all sector of the world? Up in St. Louis, out in Baltimore, Maryland. I got my brother Stephen Jackson here with Community Missionary Baptist Church, uh, here with us. And I really love that, y'all. But listen, y'all saw the thumbnail. Y'all saw the thumbnail. And listen, I want this to be an interactive live. I really do. The reason why is because I want to get your opinion on the situation after I finish my monologue. Now, to run this down, y'all seen the thumbnail. We have a coach that was forced to resign, or actually chose to resign to do the better thing. Um, Cale Gundy, who was the wide receiver coach for my Oklahoma Sooners, Sooner Nation, the University of Oklahoma. He was the wide receivers coach. He had played football in the early to mid '90s at that university. He was the quarterback, and then he began to be the receivers coach along with other different positions. He started coaching there in 1999. He actually won the championship with Bob Stoops. He was the first initial staff to actually win the championship, and he's the longest tenured coach on that staff. He's been there for 23 years at this point. Um, but to unfortunately, his tenure at OU ended sadly when he was in a position. They were actually in position group team meetings or whatever, and the position group was meeting, or and they were studying film, and one of the wide receivers actually had an iPad. And they were actually looking at rap lyrics on their iPad, or looking up a rap song, whatever. And so Cale Gundy, the wide receiver coach, the wide receiver coach, recognized that and called him to the mat. And you know how teachers and coaches do. They try to make an example of you, right? And so so what he did is he went, and you know how the teachers do. They'll grow and they'll say, read your note out loud, or they'll read your note out loud. Well, so he grabbed the young man's iPad and began to read the lyrics that were on his iPad. All right. Now, he in the midst of him reading those lyrics, he read some, or a particular racial slur on that iPad. Now, I'm going to stop right there because I want to dig in deeper and add a little bit more context later. But long story short, to just show you what kind of man he is, or the character that he has, he actually resigned on his own, even though eventually the coach was going to probably have to fire him. But he said, you know what? I love the program more than my self preservation. The program is better than my self preservation. And so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna fall on the sword. Yeah, I'm gonna jump on the grenade, proverbial uh, grenade that he launched and that he took the clip out of, the pin out of, by the way. But he did that and he basically took one for the team. Yeah, he started the fire, but he said, you know what, I'm gonna put it out. And I just want to read a statement from Cale Gundy real quick, because this is what he said in lieu of his resignation. He said, I moved to Norman fresh out of high school in 1990. It feels like I never left. I have devoted nearly all my life to Oklahoma football. My children graduated from OU, so did my wife. For almost 3 decades, this university has been my home. These players have been my family. Today, with great anguish, I announce my resignation. I apologize to those who are disappointed by this news. I owe it to Sooner Nation to be transparent about what led to this decision. Last week, during film session, I instructed my players to take notes. I noticed a player was distracted and picked up his iPad and read aloud the words that were written on his screen. The words displayed had nothing to do with football. One particular word that I should never, under any circumstance, have uttered was displayed on that screen. In the moment, I did not even realize what I was reading, and as soon as I did, I was horrified. Y'all remember that. Y'all remember that. I I want to be clear. The words I read aloud from that screen were not my own words. What I said was not malicious. It wasn't even intentional. Still, I am mature enough to know that the word I said was shameful and hurtful, no matter my intentions. The unfortunate reality is that someone in my position can cause harm without ever meaning to do so. In that circumstance, a man of character accepts accountability. I take full responsibility for my mistake. I apologize. While considering this decision, I have been overwhelmed by the love and support of those who know me, my character, and my love for this program. I truly appreciate the support my players and coaches have shown. That support means more to me than I can express. It proves what I've always known about OU DNA. We are a family. So thank you. Nevertheless, I recognize this is a critical moment for football, for Oklahoma football. This team, its coaches, players, administration, and fans do not deserve to be distracted by off the field matters while working to continue the tradition of excellence that makes me so proud to be a Sooner. When it says, I won't do the program I love the disservice of distracting from this mission. Effective immediately, I am stepping down. Naturally, I leave these sidelines heavy-hearted. Coaching this pro, coaching this football team truly has been my life's passion. But I leave confident that the team will continue to prosper, and I leave with tremendous love for the University of Oklahoma and its athletics department. Sooner born, Sooner bred, and so on and so on. Boomer, Sooner. I'll finish that. So that was the statement released by Cale Gundy when he stepped down. All right. Now we had a mixed reaction. All right. First of all, let me go ahead and read some of these comments. Chavez, what up, bruh? You said he was foolish to do this, especially in this council culture. What he said was foolish and career suicide. Okay, I got you, bro. I got you. I feel you. I feel you. All right, yeah. So listen, we had mixed reactions, and I'm gonna provide more context because more context came out. All right. Matter of fact, you had a statement, and I think Brent Venables, who was the head coach, took his initial statement down. He was like, "Hey, listen, it's with was with a heavy heart I accepted Cale Gundy's resignation, this, that, and the other. He realizes, and I realized that what he did was wrong. And for the betterment of the program, yada, 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 I accepted his resignation, even though this doesn't take away from the character of who that man is. Now we had mixed emotions. We had people who were like, "Oh, well, you know what? Um, you know, council culture has run amok. The woke, the extreme leftists, and yeah, we had all that going on in these YouTube streets, all right, in these social media streets. Folks just up in arms, acting a plumb fool, I would have to say. And honestly, I felt a little different about it because I'm like, okay, wait a minute. He read the word and he said it once. And I don't want to erase 23 years of a man working at a university because he repeated a word and he's never had any racial overtones. A lot of his players are African American, all right, black, and none of them have ever said that he has been racist towards them. He's gone out of his way to do stuff for them off the field. He's gone out of his way to do stuff for people who actually don't even play football, to be honest with y'all. And so when I take that into all its totality, I'm like, dang, wait a minute, man. That to me, man, I listen. I'm not really big on cancel culture, but I'm like, you know what? This is not right. He only said it once, right? Right? He only said it once. Now, again, we had mixed reaction because we had folks that were like, "No, this is wrong." But then you had a white woman. Let me see. This is a tweet I'm gonna read from a Caucasian woman. All right, she says, at All American Maze, she says the majority of these people crying are older white men. They probably have said that word around people who they feel safe around, whether people like it or not. There is an understood rule about people not black saying it. A public figure has to be careful what they say, and that is coming from a white woman. Then you have someone else who is a white person says, oh, I don't want to get into that yet. I don't want to get into that yet. Now keep in mind, I thought he said it. Yeah, thank you. Y'all hit that like button. Y'all know what's up. Hit that like button. Let's go. Now, I assumed that the man said it one time. I assume. Now, if he said it one time, you know what? You know what? That's really dumb. You probably shouldn't be. You definitely now. Listen, my children know when they're reading something and they come up on a word, they know that, oh, you know what? I'm not gonna say that word. My kids. Keep in mind, our kids, me and Nikki, our kids are 11, 8, and 6. And our kids know when they reading something, dang, I can't say that word. All right. Context. Let's get into more context. Now, Brent Venables, after somewhat, people were kind of up in arms. Why was he forced to resignate? And people were like, you know what? I hate him. Yeah, that's how people were. I hate him. Now they were singing Brent's praises all through the offseason. But when when this stuff went down with Cale Gundy, they was like, I hate him. Yeah, and some people were straight up like, from the street. That's how they tried to act, like they was from the street. But really, they just internet thugs with keyboard muscles. That's really all they really about. But anyway, so that led to Brent Venables. All right, that led to Brent Venables issuing a second statement later on Monday. All right, you said Grambling University should hire him. Oh no! Oh no! Steven Jackson, how you doing, man? Good to see you. All right. He said this before. Well, no, I don't want to. I don't want to necessarily say he said this before, but check this out. Let me get to this context. Brent Venables released this statement later on that Monday and said, "You know what? I'm about to put this thing to bed." From the head coach of Oklahoma of football for the University of Oklahoma, Brent Venables released this statement. As painful as it has been dealing with Coach Gundy resigning from the program, it doesn't touch the experience of pain felt by a room full of young men I am charged to protect. lead, and love. There are a few things I would like to address. So Brenda's like, you know what? Y'all sitting up here trying to pick sides, like, I'm for the resignation, or I'm against Brent because Brent forced poor Gundy out. And okay, this is what he says about Coach Gundy. Coach Gundy resigned from the program because he knows what he did was wrong. He chose to read aloud to his players not once, but multiple times a racially charged word that is objectable to everyone, not just the black players, but he made it known that hey, this is objectable to everyone and does not reflect the attitude and values of our university or our football program. So everybody thought he said it one time, but he read it multiple times. Now that doesn't line up with what he initially said because he's like, you know what? Once I realized it, I don't know how you can read a word multiple times and not realize that you're saying what you say. I would know if I was reading something and it had vulgar language on it and I saw the B word, I would know, you know what? I probably should say that word, right? I probably shouldn't say it. All right. Let alone multiple times. And before I realized, by golly, you know what? I did I really say what have I done? No, dude. Come on now. Now I'm not saying that this makes Cale Gundy racist, but dude, you knew what you was reading. Don't try to play people like they boo boo the fool. And that ain't just for black people, that's for all people. You trying to play them like they fool. Let me keep reading. All right. This is not acceptable, period. Coach Gundy did the right thing in resigning. He knows our goals for excellence and that coaches have special responsibilities to set an example. He also knows that while he will always be a part of our OU family, that his words affected many of us and did not represent the principles of our university. Again, his resignation was the right thing to do, and we will move forward positively. Then you had people who are Caucasian come out and say, you know what? I had a different reaction at first, but upon further review with this new information coming out, says, you know what? Yep. We because we thought we were under the impression he said at once got wise of what he was reading and slowly walked away from the tablet, but he read the entire thing, dropping what slurs were there, and then realized he did wrong. All right, so they basically saying, yo, you know what? He did this multiple times. From another Caucasian person says, you know what? Um, doesn't for me like this doesn't make a difference for me. Says I'm a 45-year-old white man that loves rap and karaoke and whiskey, and if I know better drunk, then he knew better than to say it once. There's a white man who's 45 who says, I love rap music. I love the karaoke. I like to drink whiskey. And if I'm drunk and I know better than to say it one time, then you of sober mind should know not to say it not even one time. You should. Now, this is not racially charged. This isn't over dramatic, overly sensitive black folk. This is people from the Caucasian community. You know what I'm saying? Who are saying, "Yo, hey, upon further review, hey, this is wrong. This what he did was wrong, and yeah, he did the right thing by stepping down on his own. All right, on his own. So we understand what happened. All right. Oh, wait a minute, I got to. Stephen Johnson, don't send him to my favorite HBCU. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I feel you. But listen, okay, now listen. How do I feel about it? How do I feel about it? Man, at first, I really, like I said, I was like, we should not erase 23 years of history based on a slip up. But um, and I don't want to try to connect him with his brother because his brother has had some stuff out there. I'm actually gonna judge this man's action on his own on his own merit. I'm not going to connect him with anything with his brother, all right? But on his own merit, all right? And so how I feel about it is, you know, this is a man, and this does not speak to this man's character, but it does warrant someone to resign. It does. Just need to resign. I'm sorry that it had to end this way, and it's sad because you were such a pillar within the university. However, yeah, the resignation was something the right thing to do. Now, here's my question to y'all, because I won't be on here too long. Do you think we as a black community, do you think we're hypocritical with that with the N word? Do you think we're hypocritical with the N word? And I don't know if I'm asking, people who are outside of the black community or within the black community, but I really want to ask those of us. What up, Rejoicing Son? How you doing, cuz? Good to see you. Steven Jackson, what up? Chavez, what's up? Man, do you think we're hypocritical with the use of this word? Do you? Do you think that there are some things that we do that are very hypocritical? I want to me. All right. I'm not saying that everybody's willy nilly with that. It said, Chavez said, very. I stopped saying it years ago. Well, bro, you better than me. I'm gonna tell you why here in a minute. So, but listen, some hypocritical things we do. I'm gonna tell you what some things that seem to be hypocritical to me. Um, we put it in rap albums. All right. Content creators, artists, they put it in rap albums, and then now keep in mind they say go buy my stuff or go stream my stuff, and they don't mean just people within their own community. They're talking to people who are Caucasian, people who are Asian, this, that, and the other. All right. All right. They're not just talking to the black and brown community. All right. To the blacks and Latinos. They're talking to people who are white, people who are Asian, this, that, and this, that, and the third. All right. They're saying, listen, go stream my stuff. And they don't say stuff, they say go stream my ish. All right. And they put the N-word in the rap songs. All right. But then they turn around and get upset with the same people you just told to go listen to your rap song when they happen to recite those lyrics, which you put in the lyrics. Which you put in the lyrics. You put it in there. All right. You put it in there. But you want people, you want to get those greenbacks, you want to get the money from those people who can't say the word, but then you say the word, and then you want people to listen to you saying the word because it's all about that almighty dollar. It's all about that almighty dollar. All right. So I think that's one of the ways that I believe that our artists or we can be very hypocritical. And then we say it around people. I'm talking about the general public of black folks. We say it around people outside of our community. We say it outside of our community. We say it in front of people who are not all right. But then when if they were to turn around and repeat what we said, then we will want to fight. We will want to fight. Do we not think? Do we not think that that's hypocritical? All right. Not even being mindful who you're around, and you're repeating this word, or you saying the word, this, that, and the other. You saying around folks that are outside of the community, but then you want to fight them if they repeat what you said. Now I do realize, realize this. All right, in every community, in every ethnicity, there are words that they can say to each other. And I want to bring a little bit of context to this because there's some words they can say to each other that I could never utter. There are words that someone from China can say to someone from China. I could never say. There are things that people from the Asian India continent they can call each other certain things. I can never call them that. Jewish people can call themselves certain things. Irish people can call themselves certain things. Italians can call themselves certain things. There are certain words within communities that they can say to each other, but you should never say. And guess what? I don't even want to say it. Now, what makes this word so different? I'm gonna tell you what makes this word so different. What makes this word so different is that what makes this word so racially charged is that it has a large history within this country. See, those other words, they're big in those cultures or in those countries, and they're not necessarily they weren't used in oppression per se, but they're just words that they say to each other within their culture that's offensive. All right. When we get to this N word, it was a word used during slavery, used during oppression, in oppression, this, that, and the other, and it was heavily entrenched within the fabric of this country. So this is why this is such a racially charged word. All right, especially now. Listen, we understand that there is a difference. All right, I know that y'all don't like to hear that. All right, when you say it with that er as opposed to that a, there is a difference. All right, I don't care what nobody say. There is a difference. All right, you would never hear. Uh, there is a difference. Shout out to the folks who know that there is a difference. Rejoicing Son says, I stopped saying it eons ago, but Kim folk be trying the nerves if you know what I mean. Facts, facts. And y'all listen, be willing to come up. I'm gonna tell y'all why, because when I finish dropping some of this stuff, I'm actually gonna talk about this a little bit and talk about my history with this. Travis, what you got to say? He says, from my perspective, I can't get mad at non-black saying it, but I say it with no hesitation. Plus, with me preaching, I have to set an example again. Just my perspective, bro. Oh, hey, thank you, man. Thank you for being transparent. Thank you. And you know what? And I know this may not be right. I know this may not be right. There are certain people because y'all gotta understand my history. I grew up around blacks. I grew up around Latinos, and when I say Latinos, I'm not saying necessarily Hispanics. I'm talking about Latino. So when I'm talking about like Caribbean Latino, which is Puerto Rican and Dominican, and them honestly, to be real with y'all, um, I give them a pass. Um, Now, is that right? I don't know if that's right, but it's just something that I do. It's just something that I do. And, fight me if you want to. You know what I'm saying? I give them a pass. I just do. I don't know if it's because of the African blood within them, um, being Dominican and Puerto Rican and stuff like that. But I give them a pass. Matter of fact, there's a lot of them I know and I grew up with. They were darker than me. All right, with their African blood, they were darker than me. Now, here's the question of the hour. Real quick, here's the question of the hour. Do I say it? Does Jermaine King do I say it? When I'm comfortable, I'm around people, I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, I'll still say it. Not as much as I used to, but yeah, I say it. Yeah. Came out. Let me give y'all the link. Yeah, here's the link that came up. Yeah, I still say it. Not as much as I used to, but I still do. I do. Um, Now, do I say it around others? That's another question. I don't. And I was always kind of taught to be mindful of that. Don't say it around others because you don't want to open that can of worms. You don't want to make someone feel like they can say it to you. Um, and I don't really make much of the word. I don't even remember being called it. I haven't been called it by someone else, outside of my community since I was like a little boy. I mean, really, really young, back in Oklahoma. I haven't been called it, to my face in a while. Now, people call me that behind my back? Yeah, probably. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want to assume. But yeah, I'm not ignorant. I'm not gonna be naive to where I just assume, oh, everybody is just honky dory, pie in the sky, everybody's singing kumbaya. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, so charge it to your boy. Yeah, I still use it, not as much as I used to, but yeah, I still say it. I don't know if it's out of habit, but it is a habit that I definitely can work on, and I can work on it a lot more than I currently am, so to speak. All right, now I don't say it around others. Is that right? You know, is that right? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Is it a sin for me to do it? I don't know if it's even a sin. Um, just that's just where I am with it. I don't want to be, crazily hypocritical to where I say it around people, or like I'm enticing people to say the word. Um, but then I would get mad at them if they said the word. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think you can live that life of duplicity, so to speak. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So yeah. So that's where I am with it, man. So anyways, yeah, rejoicing son, bro. That's YouTube talk. When somebody says cam up, that means hey, get ready to come on camera or whatever, and share your thoughts. But that's cool. Y'all can share your thoughts in the chat or whatever. But y'all, I think that there's a lesson kind of to be learned with this. I think that we need to be wiser with. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Rejoice the sun. You about to come up. Cool. I think we need to be wiser in how we use things and our use of things. I think we don't need to be so emotionally driven when it comes to things. Because understand this: someone can call you something, or someone can call you out of your name, but you know what? It only has the power that you give it, so to speak. All right. I used to think I would just want to haul off and really hurt somebody. If they said it to me. But you know what? Now don't get it twisted. Don't come try your boy. All right. But I think that I would like to think that I have matured to a place to where I wouldn't resort to violence or anything like that. Because at the end of the day, I'm a grown man. I got a whole wife and three kids. What I'm saying, that I have to look after, and I have to protect, and I have to be around to care for, you know what I mean? As the husband and as the father, as the priest of my home. So I believe that exercising wisdom in these situations is very germane. No pun intended, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, so those are my thoughts on using the N word or whatever. It is sad that this thing happened to Cale Gundy the way that it did. I don't want this to be like a referendum on this man's character, as if he's just some blatant racist or something like that. He just made it. He just used terrible judgment. In repeating the words that were on that iPad. He just used terrible judgment, and or didn't use judgment. So yeah. So Stephen, yo, bro, I'm glad that you pulled up that scripture. He says all things are lawful, but not all things are profitable. That's First Corinthians 10:23. That's true. And that's one of the scriptures I actually thought of too, where Paul's basically saying, hey, I have the liberty to do all things, but not everything is beneficial. Not everything is expedient. All right. I have the liberty to do it, but should I do it is the question. And I think that's where
TJ
discernment.
Rejoicingson joined.
All right, bruh. I think that's where discernment comes in as Christians, as believers, because you got to remember, we are in this world, we're not of it. All right, and we should be called to another set of standards that God is calling us to, as opposed to what the world's standards are. with that being said, what up, bro? How you doing?
What's up, man?
Doing all right, cuz man. Yo, we wanted to dive into this topic. I wanted to have a wonderful discussion, man. I just want to get your thoughts on it, man.
I'll be honest with you, man. I'm just happy to be in on the show. I'm lucky to even catch it, man, because I never usually can keep up with you. But yeah, I'm hearing about this Cale Gundy. You said repeated racial slur. I'm just tuned in after work. So, but when I tuned in, you said, how often do you guys use the N word? And I'm like, man, because your family be trying you, man, and you get tempted to want to use the N word, but man, I got to tell you, the Holy Spirit has just worked on my life. That's one of the first things to go. That was easy, honestly.
Okay. Wow. Okay. So that was one of the first things to go. Well, well, with me, I was like the last thing. Okay, because like he took the cussing out. I don't cuss. Praise God. Me and my wife, we both don't cuss. But like, yeah, that word, yeah, I still struggle with it. I still do. Oh, especially if somebody makes me upset, man. I'm gonna tell you, man. Yeah. So you said you get tempted to use it sometimes when you get upset. Is that right?
Man, my brother know how to get under my skin like nobody else. Nobody else,
What's going on, bro?
Your blood brother.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, see.
My twin brother, man.
Oh wow, you got a twin brother.
So he knows.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's good, man. That's good, man. Chavez, go ahead and jump in here, man.
And I'm gonna say this real quick. My wife keeps trying to call me in. I hope you can hear me well. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. Babe, just to give you a heads up, I'm live right now. Because she's about to walk in here, she's a little indisposed. Let me say that now. But as far as that word, I'm gonna be completely transparent. I used to say that word like no tomorrow at one point. I used to, especially because I used to rap. So I said a lot when I was freestyling.
Yeah.
Especially when I was on the Devil's Lettuce, and I was doing that as well. I'm being transparent here.
Yeah.
But one reason, I have plenty of reasons, but one reason I quit was one day, here I am, I'm from Louisiana, living in Michigan at the time, and I'm hearing folks saying it, and I'm like, wait a minute. So I'm going to get mad at some white folks saying it, but then when I say it, or when other folks say it, it's all cool. Now I got to stop that. And then I'm thinking about other communities. I don't hear the Asian community saying, what's up, my racial slur for Asians, or what's up, my racial slur for Native Americans, or this, that, and the third. And then also now with me preaching the gospel, like I said in the comment, I got to be an example. And so I remember one of my relatives, I ain't going to bust him out, but he got a little too deep into him when he was preaching. And he had a flashback of him and my dad and a few of his boys hanging out. He's like, men, all my and he said it right there on the pulpit. He's like, oh, shoot. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, the whole congregation was like, oh. So with me, I'm like, me personally, if I'm going to preach it and I'm going to teach it, I got to make sure that my mouth is just A1. Now, I ain't going to lie. There's some time that some folks gonna test you. There's gonna be some folks that gonna make your blood pressure go to 1 million. You want to reach for the center pill and go off.
Absolutely. So you better believe it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it be the moments you had that Peter, had them kind of Peter moments like, Lord help me, increase my faith, increase me, Lord. Because these folks about to take me there. I'm about to forget I'm saved.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Brother, I get what you're saying about people like the Jews will call them their slurs, or whoever will call them by their slurs. But hey, there ain't no other slur out there like the N word. Whether they use it with the A or the ER,
not in the
they'll fire somebody else.
because and that's what I was trying to say, because it has such a history within this country. It does. Like those other words, they don't have a history in this country. And and people from China, they could call each other, racial things all day. First of all, you probably don't know what they're saying. All right. But they could say that to each other's face. You wouldn't know what they were saying. You know what I mean? But
Exactly.
they do that. You know, I've had people, they do say those racial things, but it doesn't connect with us because it doesn't really have a history in this country. Not like that word, that any, you know what I'm saying, that N word. Not like that N
Mhm.
word. So
Not the ER, but
yeah,
we
man.
both know it. You Oklahoma, I'm from Louisiana. I know all about that, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, you know, I grew up seeing a lot. I grew up seeing Confederate flags a ton. And yeah, we
Mm-hmm.
know that word. We know what that word
KKK, I've
is.
seen that.
So yeah, man. So I really do appreciate y'all for joining me on this discussion, man, because you know it's just one of those things I do want to kind of bring, you know, shed some light on because you know all of us may be different in our walks and in our development, even with that word. But I definitely think that there's
Mm-hmm.
some things, a lot of things that we do within our community that is hypocritical. Like we put it in the music, you know, we put it in movies, but then you know what I'm saying. And so like I just really, one of my biggest things is stop saying it. Definitely don't repeat it and don't play it around people outside of the
Mm-hmm.
community, and they get mad at those same people when they repeat it, or if they rapping a song, they're like, oh, I got to skip over the word. And you know, people do, they skip over the word, but then some of them don't. But who are you to get mad at that?
Mm-hmm.
You want them to stream the music, and they happen to say it with the word, you know, with the music. And so, yeah, man.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
yeah, yeah,
There's a lot
exactly.
Absolutely.
of good Christian rap out there. I'm so shocked at the Christian rap group Hog Mob, HOG
Oh,
Mob,
they
because
listen, man.
they have sick rhymes, sick flows, and never do they have to, say FUCK, the N word, or whatever what have you. But Hog Mob goes hard, and they all come from that lifestyle. Like a lot of them really did live as
Yeah,
gangbangers and all that, and
hmm
they
they have
they got clean language when they're rapping.
now they still say that N word. I've heard them
Really,
say, oh yeah,
you've
they
heard
still
I'm
them
about
say
to
that?
say,
oh, seven and
y'all
his
remember
brother.
Andy Mineo tried it? Andy Mineo was trying to find
Seven's
a way to
black.
say he could cut.
Oh yeah. Now
Seven's
they,
black.
yeah, huh?
Seven must be black.
Oh, seven is black. Yeah, he's African American. He out there in the West Coast. He's from Sacramento, California. And oh yeah, he said the N word. Matter of fact, I gotta pull up some. You got to pull up some old songs, but yeah, last I checked, seven say it. He say it a ton. All right.
Wow.
Uh,
I've been out the loop for a while, but I remember Andy Mineo was trying his best to justify cussing now.
and he was trying his best. Uh, but he definitely didn't. He didn't go there. But you know that he's flirted around with it. But yeah, man, I just want to encourage us, man, to just kind of be wise as a serpent, but yeah, harmless as doves. And even though I love what Stephen Johnson says, you know, all things are lawful, but not everything is profitable. You know what I mean? That's First Corinthians 10:23. But with that being said, y'all, I'm gonna kick y'all off here, man. Thank y'all for joining the stream. I'm gonna go ahead and
Thank you
shut
for
it
having
down.
me on, man.
Yeah, man, no problem. And
Praise
I'm glad.
God. And I'm looking forward to it. Can I say
I'm
this real
glad.
quick?
Yeah,
I
go
was,
ahead.
I'm looking forward to you being on my podcast this Friday, bro. I'm gonna love this.
I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to it, man. We gonna jump into it, bro. Yeah. All right,
Great
man. Y'all.
podcast you got going, bro. Salute.
Take care.
God bless y'all. Y'all take it easy.
God bless.
Yeah, man. So man. Okay, there we go. So yeah. So man, you know. So like I was saying, we need to make sure that we exercise wisdom. You know, this whole Cale Gundy situation is sad, and I'm not saying that because I'm an OU fan and I'm from Oklahoma. No, man, this thing far surpasses my fandom. You know, I know that fan is short for fanatic, but bump all that. We're talking about real life right here. We're not talking about no stuff on the gridiron. We're talking about real life application here. So, you know, I just want to leave us with this scripture. I know how that Christian fan we do. We always try to bring it back to the word. Now we may not do that every video, but as much as we can, we like to go to the word. James 1:5 says, "If any of you lacks wisdom, all right, we're just talking about wisdom. If any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you. So if you're praying for wisdom, if you lack wisdom, if you lack discernment, like Cale Gundy did, he lacked discernment. He exercised poor judgment in this situation. You know, James 1:5 says, listen, if we lack wisdom, and I'm not saying that this man is lacking wisdom per se, all right, but let's pray for God to give us wisdom in all situations. If any of us lacks wisdom, we should go to God and ask him for it. He gives it to us generously without finding fault, and will give it to it will be given to us. So y'all, thank y'all for joining me. I know that this wasn't a very popular YouTube live, but it was just something that was pressed on my heart to do. Y'all know what I say. Somehow, some way, somebody gonna find a way to get offended by what I say. But here's what I got to say to y'all. For all the trolls or anybody else, if you're offended, I really don't care.
I was sitting in the bleeds with some courtside dreams, cramps in my knees, squinting for the jersey number players from my team. And then I seen that owner push a player in his chest. If I'm sitting there, then you might see me swing. Military tell you keep the high ground, stay